Good morning, everyone. This is Debbie. Welcome to the Sane Progressive YouTube video series that seeks to inject some sanity into modern American political dialogue. When I looked at the Justice Democrats' plan, basically they copied Bernie Sanders' message campaign, added a dash of Jill Stein, added in some ranked choice voting, and put together a platform of what basically equates to a wish list, because a strategy would require being able to actually implement a plan that would allow us to get these kind of policies passed. The central issue of why Bernie Sanders' campaign, the test case for this strategy, failed spectacularly. How are we supposed to take that seriously? And there's something I find troubling about moving forward to present that to people and then asking for a bunch of money. I'm sorry, I don't think that's ethical. I really don't. What Bernie Sanders did when he made the decision to keep asking people for money but refused to protect the vote, it was not ethical. We have a completely corrupted election system. We do not have the mechanism to vote them out because we cannot vote them in. Now, their plan is to do what just spectacularly failed with Bernie Sanders and Tim Canova, and it's failed with many other Democrats we've tried to get in. Basically, they state that we're going to raise money to elect real progressive Democrats, right? We're going to vote them in, and then we're going to get this wish list, make it come true. The biggest scandal of the 2016 election is that it is impossible to even know who won the election. We vote on machines that can be covertly changed, remotely hacked, or have mechanisms built in to flip the vote. You never know if they are employed in any given election. You never know if they are exploited. So you can never know if the results are accurate, ever. We vote on private machines, on proprietary software. In Arizona, it's illegal for people to even look at the votes. Our election system is corrupted and broken and rotted to the core. I don't know what's so hard about this. I really don't. And money is the biggest problem in politics. Nope. Money isn't the biggest problem in the politics. Who got the nomination? Who got the nomination? Can the Democratic Party be taken back successfully from within? Is that a viable strategy to create real political change in this country? Documenting the fraud, trying to get the votes to count so that we would take the nomination that we won. And I confronted Bernie Sanders himself and asked him why he didn't do it. Yeah, I did do that. If he's not going to address that, then what are we doing giving him money? And so people were still sending Bernie Sanders the last $5 of their Social Security checks. Well, he was giving Tad Devine millions of dollars to run ads in states that weren't even in play. And Bernie Sanders wouldn't even answer us. Bernie Sanders' campaign wouldn't return our phone calls. You might have had a chance if you had Bernie Sanders stand up and actually address the fraud in real time. But what did Bernie Sanders do? He moved forward to cover up and protect the fraud and go on to endorse the candidate who was fraudulently installed against his own constituents' will. That is what Bernie Sanders did. And he herded us right back to the Democratic Party. That's what happened. And if you want, it's like you want to do a strategy to take back the Democratic Party from within, you have to address the corruption and the fraud. That is what we need. We need to have a group consensus, a group conversation. Not somebody putting forth the same plan that Bernie Sanders just enacted and failed spectacularly and then ignore the very reason that it failed. We have got to change all of our false premises. We've got to question our own shit. We've got to, hold ourselves accountable to our own hypocrisy and what we have supported and stop doing it. We need to be forging ahead with a whole new way. They don't like it when I call Bernie Sanders out. Well, Bernie Sanders is not a leader for a movement. Bernie Sanders is sheepdogging people back to the Democratic establishment and then shielding the corruption of the Democratic establishment. Something really, really wrong there. Something deeply wrong. He says that he wants us to challenge the corporate establishment, get those people out, but then protects them. When Bernie Sanders didn't call out the fraud that was perpetuated against us, it makes it very, very hard for the election integrity activist who showed up in spades to work for his campaign and protect his vote. It makes it so that we're not taken seriously. A lot of damage was done for people for people who are trying to fight the core fight to get the vision of Bernie Sanders actually enacted. The very establishment that these guys are screaming they want to get out, and Bernie Sanders is protecting it. And then looking to him as a leader to guide their movement to get progressives voted in. It's magical thinking. It's magical thinking on a profound level. The real thing is it's impossible to know who actually won because we vote on machines that can be rigged covertly. You won't see it in the open. So there's no way to know who actually won the election. It's faith-based, fingers crossed voting. And that is no way to hold an election. One thing right now is we need to change narratives. We need to change perspective. We need to flip the dysfunctional way that we've been thinking and strategizing on its head. And that's what I'm trying to do. A deep need for truth tellers who just tell it like it is and do this side of the work. As always, this is Debbie, the Sane Progressive. You guys stay sane and peace out.